Hello everybody, welcome to another video in this tutorial of explaining the questions for the Chevening interview. This is a step-by-step guide for all the essay questions that might pop up on the interview for the Chevening Scholarship Program. I am pretty sure that you have watched other videos in this tutorial that we have had, and as you can see, this is a video number 5 and the question number 4, because the first one was introduction for the interview and the panel, and the second was about the leadership, the third was about networking, fourth about the studies, and the fifth video is about the career plan. Excuse me. In the next videos following this video, in this playlist, we are going to talk about the random questions, general questions that pops up during the interview question, and then we will also talk about the formalities and the other things that we need to keep in mind for the Chevening Scholarship interview. So first of all, as you can see, probably if you haven't watched other videos, please watch them and then watch this one. Then I will show you, as you can see, here is my career plan essay. The reason why I have my essay is that this is the essay that we have written together in this YouTube channel. If you want, you can look at it. I want you to also have your CV that you have submitted open, and then go through your CV and ask questions the same way that I am asking questions from my own CV. These are not the questions I asked, these are the questions that I was asked during the 2 interviews I had for the Chevening Scholarship Program. You might know, as I already explained, that I applied for Chevening 2 times. The first time I was in the reserved list, I didn't win, and the second time I won the scholarship. Okay guys, before talking too much, let's dive deep in first of all to the PowerPoint, like always, and give the explanations. So the questions that might pop up on your career plan, it will be mainly on what you have written or submitted on your essay. So there's nothing new. And when it comes to you, you should not also bring very new idea into the panel to confuse them. Something that is not related to your work, something that you have not talked about it before. Unless it is very important, and let's just say it is a new job that you got after you submitted your application. Otherwise, you have to stick to what you have already submitted. Your past achievements in this career or in this field, in your career plan, whatever you talk, it should have a very close or a concrete relation to your past achievements. If you want to be a lawyer, your past, you should talk about those laws, or why you want to be a lawyer. If you want to be a doctor, your past should have a relation. So if pretend there's a line, there should not be, a line should not suddenly go to another way. If your path of life is like this, suddenly you shouldn't go like 180 degrees to another path, or 90 degrees to another path. So relation to your past work and future plans. So try to, like in the past I was working in this field and I'm going to get a master's, and then I will continue working in this field. There might be and there can be changes a little bit, but not too much. Your short-term goals, you have to be very careful when you talk about your plans for the future. You have to be careful to divide your short-term and long-term goals. You have to know what is short-term goal and what's long-term goal. Sometimes some people think that, okay, I want to do this work, but that work is very long-term work because it takes at least 15 years to accomplish it. So definitely 15 years is not a short-term goal. So try to prioritize and at least have like a list, 5 terms for my short-term goals, 5 actions for my long-term goals. Write it down and practice with yourself what are they, and try to give examples and everything. So without further ado, let's jump into the essay. I want you to open your essay as well, so that we go into our essays and find questions and also prepare answers for each of the questions. Before I start this, I kindly request you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you are new here, please subscribe. And remember, there's a bell next to the subscription button. Click on it, select all. That's going to let you be informed whenever I upload new important videos regarding different scholarships around the world. And if you find this channel helpful and it's helpful, please like, write the comments, subscribe. And if you don't find me helpful, don't subscribe. Okay, so as you can see in my career plan, essay, and you see yours, we should have an introduction, of course. In my introduction, I talked about, as a young leader, I joined ACDR as the deputy director, which is the only trustable sector. So I talked about my current job, okay, my current position, and the importance of this position. So career plan is not just about you, it's about you and your plan, your work, a tangible work that you are supposed to do. That is why I talked about ACDR. In the next sentence, I say ACDR is very young and needs lots of professional staff, arbitrators, mediators, and these things. And as a young leader in the legal community, I help to reduce caseloads. So I talk about the problems and the things that's needed, and I talk about the things that I have done. Why I read this for you? Because first of all, you should have an introduction in your career plan to say, this is a problem in this country and I have this career plan to bring a change. I did the same thing. I work at the ACDR. ACDR works for this field. These are the problems. I have done these things, and my plan is to go to the UK, study master's degree, and return to bring the following changes. So when it comes to you, your first question is, what is your plan based on your current job? Like, you have a job, right? Yeah, what's your plan? So you want to go, you leave your job, you come back, you work at the same place, what's your plan? So my answer was that I work at this place, I'm the deputy. When I go and do my studies, I come back, I just don't want to be the director, but I want to work in a very higher position at the Ministry of Commerce or these places. But you don't talk it that way. You just don't say, I come back and I go to higher position. The way I was answering was that, okay, my position is secured in this place. My job has provided me a recommendation that even if I return back to this job, I will still be offered the seat to be the deputy director. That's the good thing. That is, my immediate short-term plan, which I come back and I have no problem seeking another job. So other question was that, okay, why this job? Why you work, at the ACDR? What is the reason? What you find it? It's not just because I love to be a doctor or I love to be a lawyer. You say, well, I have a dream, and a dream is that, okay, I want to promote or I want to see foreign investment in Afghanistan. I want to see an economic boom in this country. That is why I am working for this cause. That was my answer as I was asked such a question. Other question that I was asked, what have you done in this profession? You talk about arbitration. What have you done in your past to this field that you want to go to get your master's? And I said, well, I have done pretty much a lot of things. I have done this. And definitely be careful that you'll be asked, if you have done such, I talked in the previous video as well, if you have done such amazing achievements in this field, then why masters? But you can watch my previous video and know why and what was my answer for this. So as you can see here, I've said, unfortunately, Afghanistan relies on international donors in a state of sustainable economic development, trade, and investment. So you will definitely be asked, why? What can you do in this field? What is the problem and what can you do? You, as I already said in previous videos, you don't have to say, I want to bring, like, everything will be perfect once I return back to my country. No, you consider on a very small and specific thing. And I say, this is the problem. And I was asked, okay, only you, can you really start foreign development or foreign investment in your country? When you return back from the UK, thousands of foreign investors will come to Afghanistan because you got the masters and they will just, start investment. No. So be careful if there are, such kind of questions asked. Be prepared to not get emotional and just say, well, yeah, not thousands of people, but I know that by coming from the UK, I will have a plan, or I have a plan, but I will revise my plan there to make it realistic so that I can bring such kind of changes and work in these kind of places. So now we get to the point of the career plan, short-term and long-term goal. So you will be asked, okay, to achieve your goals, what kind of plans you have. They might not ask you short-term and long-term because they want to listen to you to see how smart are you to know the short-term and long-term. So I was asked, so what's your plan when you return? How do you want to start working for arbitration and foreign investment in your country? So I started by saying, well, I've divided my plans or my career plan into short-term and long-term. And my short-term goals are, as I also have talked in my CV, as you can see on the right, is a 5-year plan that for the first 5 years I will work at the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce. I will try to work in these positions, and based on my experience, I have the talent, network, leadership skills, and influence, and also the knowledge to bring these kind of changes. This is my short-term plan. Because I have a social organization. In my social organization, I will emphasize to work for this cause as well, to do public awareness, to help and work with the community of businessmen and women in my country to attract their attention, to get them involved in such kind of a business law and trade law projects, ideas, seminars, conferences, so these people would influence the government of Afghanistan to bring such kind of changes in the laws of Afghanistan to make the Afghanistan investment and commercial laws friendly or easy for foreigners to start businesses in Afghanistan. This is something that I can do so that I can raise public awareness for the commercial law community to get subsidies for these commerces, for the domestic and foreign investors. And then I'm also, I can continue to study, I can continue to write articles, write books, write papers, academic papers, researches, essays, and through this I can also contribute to bring such kind of changes. So in order to attract foreign investment, I had like 3 plans. That's why I told you for short term try to have at least 3 to 5 plans, and then I have a long-term plan. So my long-term plan is that Afghanistan has many international projects or contracts that does not involve only Afghanistan, but like Pakistan, India, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. For example, we have TAPI project. I said, well, TAPI project is a project that goes on for over a decade, and I want to be involved in that because I'm studying trade law, and that project involves trade between Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan, and many countries. And the Silk Road that crosses Afghanistan. The Silk Road is another project for the Afghanistan government, and a few other projects that I don't want to name to confuse you. So I named around 5 international projects like Silk Road, like TAPI, and other mining project like we call it Mesa Ainak project, and like these are important geopolitical, economical, and regional projects that involve not just Afghanistan but the whole region, because long-term goals are longer and bigger. That's why I involved many countries in this, and I said these countries are involved and I am involved in this, and that is why I want to accomplish the following things or achievements through these platforms. So to get back to this point and not make it confusing for you, this is how we handle the short-term and the long-term goals, and provide answers to each of the questions. There will be more questions, random questions or general questions. Without spending more time and making this video longer, I would like to end this video here, and we will see in the next video, skipping the essays and talking about the general random questions. Have a good day and night, and wish you best of luck and success. Bye bye.